Studyology. This is session 7, and in this session, we'll be learning about plant tissue systems. So, as I told you in session 2, which is plant tissue, that I'll be taking another class about plant tissue systems. Here it is. So, welcome everybody. So, what are the plant tissue system? So, plants have three main tissue types, which is the dermal or epidermis, vascular, and ground. So, these are the main tissue types, and these are the three tissue systems of the plant. So, first we learn about the dermal tissue system. The dermal tissue system protects the soft tissues of plants and controls interactions with the plant surroundings. Epidermis is a dermal tissue that is usually a single layer of cells covering the younger parts of a plant. It secretes a waxy layer called the cuticle that inhibits water loss. So, the dermal tissue system is such a system that protects the outer layer of the plants and it controls the interactions with the plant surroundings. Means, if you have listened or heard to this session 2, which is the plant tissues, in that I have mentioned about the stomata, which is present in the epidermis. So, the stomata is basically an organ that helps to exchange gases. That is what interaction with the plant surroundings mean. Next, epidermis is a type of dermal tissue that is a single layer of cells and it covers the outer parts of the plant. And the epidermis secretes a waxy layer called the cuticle, and this prevents water loss through transpiration. So, I've written mostly about everything which is there in the slide in session 2. So, you can first go see that session if you haven't seen, and then you can come back to this session. This is the picture of a dermis or a epidermal tissue. Next is the vascular tissue system. Vascular tissue is a complex conducting tissue formed of more than one cell type found in vascular plants. The primary components of vascular tissue are the xylem and phloem. These two tissues transport fluid and nutrients internally. So, I mentioned about xylem and phloem in session 2, so it'll be better if you go see that session first. So, vascular tissue is a complex tissue. So, complex tissue is such a tissue that has more than one type of cell in the tissue. So, vascular tissues are a complex tissue, and the components of a vascular tissue system are the xylem and the phloem. So, xylem helps in conducting or transporting water and minerals, and phloem helps transporting the food and nutrients. So these two tissues transport the fluid and the nutrients inside the plant. That is what internally the word means. So this is the vascular tissue system. As you can see my cursor here, this is the phloem, and it is sending the nutrients and the food to all parts of the body. And this is the xylem, which is taking minerals and water from the ground and it's transporting to all parts of the plant. So let's move on. Next is the ground tissue system. The ground tissue system arises from a ground tissue meristem and consists of three simple tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So, ground tissue system is basically the tissues of the meristematic tissues, or you can say simple tissues. It includes meristematic tissues as well as simple tissues. And I've mentioned about the meristematic tissues and the simple tissues in the session 2. So you can go see that. So the simple tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So guys, this was a very short session. So this is it. You have to learn about the plant tissue systems. And as I told you, most of the things I've mentioned here is basically from the session 2. So you can go first see that and then you will get a clear idea about this session 7. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. Hope you had fun. Bye, biologists.